Hi, welcome back to my channel. Chances are that you're new here as this is only my 4th ever YouTube video. So welcome, my name is Laura and I live in Derbyshire. I'm here to create a cosy corner of the internet where we can hang out and probably talk about books. I hope that everyone is doing really well. I put a few clips at the start of this video of a few things that I've been up to recently. It's been a little while since I last uploaded. The consistency has not been consistent, so that is something that I'm really trying to work on. I don't like the thought of just jumping straight into a video, so I like to try and put just a few clips at the start to ease us in so that it's not just an immediate jump scare. Very recently, I made the decision to come off TikTok. This is now my 9th day on my TikTok detox. This is not a video where I am going to bash TikTok and social media. I absolutely love it. However, I did identify that there was a problem. And I think, like most people, that problem was that I was addicted to it. And I noticed that it was starting to have a really negative effect on my mental health and how I felt about myself. And so I made a decision to just step away from a little bit. I would like to return at some point, but I will definitely need boundaries in place. I have tried boundaries with it before. I tried to use the timer that you can put on your phone. So I don't know if you can do it just for certain apps. I think you can, because I think I had it for like all of my social media apps. And so it kicks you off when you hit the timer that you've put on for yourself. But I would just override that and ignore it and then continue with my doom scrolling. So stricter boundaries are going to be required. However, this little detox that I'm on at the moment has been so interesting. Although it's only been just over a week, I cannot believe the difference in myself. And I don't know what that says. I'm sure there is a message somewhere that we can apply to wider society, but that's not what I'm here for. So I'm just going to bullet point the things that I've noticed. Number 1 was better sleep, and this happened almost instantly. I am not a great sleeper. I'm a very light sleeper. I'm very tossy-turny and I can get a bit restless. And like TikTok would be the last thing that I scrolled through at night, and then most likely the first thing that I went on in the morning. And since stopping that, almost immediately, my sleep just improved dramatically, which has obviously been quite nice as I actually feel satisfied and rested in the morning. I'm sure there's other factors that play into that. That's something worth mentioning. The detox from TikTok has led to like other lifestyle changes, I suppose. And so it's hard to know for sure if it's a direct result of coming off TikTok, but it's all related. It's all a bigger picture. I don't know what I'm saying. So number 1, better sleep, straight off the bat. Number 2 is feeling like I have more time. I would spend so much time scrolling through TikTok. I would log off my computer when I finished work for the day, and I would sit there for an extra 20 minutes, half an hour, just scrolling to catch up on TikTok. And then by that point, it's straight into you know, getting ready for the evening, doing the tea, cleaning the kitchen, all of the things, getting changed, sorting the dog out. And so I felt quite rushed in an evening, like I didn't really have time to do much for myself. And the same, like in an evening, getting ready for bed, I would just sit on the sofa and scroll through TikTok to put off going to bed. Whereas now I don't do that, and it just feels like it's freed up so much more time. Same for the morning. I'm not laid in bed scrolling through the app. And it's amazing how much time you have when you just put your phone down. And so having more time has led me on to my third bullet point, which is exercise. I work from home and I am terrible at exercising. I am not someone that works out or has any desire to work out. I'm talking about like going to the gym or running, some sort of intense physical activity. That's not for me. I would like to possibly try and get into running at some point. However, I feel that that is in the very distant future. I'm just starting to get out and walk. That's the stage that I'm at the minute. So what I have been doing is aiming to get my steps in for the day. This is quite fun actually. It's almost like a little competition with yourself to see if you can hit your goal for the day. And I'm not super strict with it. I'm not aiming for 10,000 steps. I feel like 10,000 steps is a lot. That's like, I don't know. I think you'd have to be out for over an hour every day just walking. And I know that, you know, you're doing bits, you're walking around the house or walking around work and you get steps in that way, but I don't always have my phone in my pocket, so it's not counting them. So these steps are pure outside walking activity. So I'm aiming for 6,000 steps a day. And if I don't feel that 6,000 is going to be possible in a day, you know, time and life and such things, then I aim for half that. So I aim for like 3,000. If I get over 1,000 steps in a day, then that is a good day. There have been days when that step count has been in the hundreds, if that, and that has been a thing, which is obviously not very good for you. So I've really been enjoying moving my body and getting out of the house and feeling like I've accomplished something by getting my steps in. I've also been really tired. Again, this could link to the better sleep, but I feel like the better sleep happened before I started getting more steps in. But it's amazing how you actually feel tired at the end of the day when you have been moving your body. Who would have thought it? But it's very interesting to see that change. Yeah, move your body, man. I'm realising that all of these points are linking up. My next bullet point is mental clarity. Since removing myself from that app and from that almost like echo chamber, I've just been able to take a step back and just have, I don't know how to describe it, I just feel lighter. I always felt so under pressure on TikTok, which was obviously me putting that on myself because I did upload videos to TikTok and I have a small little following on there and I've really found a community on there. So I was uploading content and you get stuck in this endless cycle, it feels like, of comparing yourself to what other people are doing, trying to think of ideas, always feeling like you have to film everything. That's something else that I've really noticed is how much I was getting on my own nerves. And I hated the thought of having to have my phone out all the time and thinking, I should be videoing this. You know, I would be out with my family and just have my phone out filming stuff, and I thought it feels a bit icky, like I should be present right now and just enjoying my time with my family, with my friends. But I just felt like I had to have my phone out and be constantly getting some B-roll for the TikTok content and trying to think of new ideas. And so much of my time in the day was taken up by filming content for TikTok or editing content for TikTok. And that's all fine if you have decided that you're really going for it. If you have decided that TikTok's going to be your thing and you really want to get yourself in a position where you are creating like content like for a job on that app, then that's fine. And I'd sort of half decided that that's what I was going to do, but I wasn't going for it seriously enough, very much dipping in and out, although it was still consuming all of my thoughts. So yeah, if you're going to do TikTok, then it's really got to be a part-time job, and that was really starting to grate on me. So the mental clarity since not having that pressure has been pretty cool. My next bullet point is that I haven't thought about fashion, makeup, beauty, skincare, the whole thing in the last week since stepping back from TikTok. I have never been a fashionable girly. I don't really have a sense of my personal style. I just buy stuff that I can afford, obviously, and that fits. And I just find that you spend so much time on TikTok, like seeing what everyone else is wearing and wanting to be the same as everyone else, wanting to keep up with the latest trends, and it's exhausting. And I couldn't check the M&S website anymore for the latest viral garms. I couldn't care anymore about what trainers people were wearing. I was comparing myself so much to what everyone else had, and I cannot keep up with that. It's not viable for me to even attempt to keep up with that, to keep up with the latest skincare, to keep up with the latest makeup. I just cannot. And it was influencing so much of what I thought I wanted, what I thought I wanted to look like, how I thought I should look. And it was all just too much. So it's been nice to not think about what people are wearing, to think about what I should be wearing, and yeah, just feeling like I'm behind all the time. I'm fine. I'm not bought any new clothes. I'm not up to date with all the latest trends. I'm not wearing the latest pair of New Balance, and the world's still turning. So I think that means it's fine. And finally, my last bullet point that I have to report to you today is that I have not thought about TikTok. And I'm chuffed to bits about this one, because my main concern with coming off the app was that I would just think about it all the time, that I would get FOMO, and that my brain would, find a way to be on there. And literally, there was a couple of times, like on the first day maybe, where my thumb just automatically went to where that button would normally be on my phone, and I was like, that's so weird that without even thinking about it consciously, my brain's just like, open TikTok, and it wasn't there, and it was like, oh, okay. So I am so glad and fascinated by the fact that I haven't had that feeling of missing out, and it's really nice. It's been great. So yeah, don't miss it. It's whatever. And so they are the main things that I have noticed since taking a step back from TikTok. Like I say, I probably will return at some point. If I feel that I want to, I'm not sure that I will. I don't know, but I will definitely be putting stricter boundaries in place. This is very much just my personal experience and what I've found. And like I say, I'm not going to bash TikTok or social media. We all have such different relationships with it. I know that most of you will be far more self-disciplined than I am, but I've just found it so interesting. I highly recommend taking a little detox if it's feeling that it's a little bit much for you. So just try it. I'm going to keep going. I'd love to make it to a month and see what happens then, but I don't know. If I feel like I want to go back to it, then I'll go back to it, and if not, then I won't. So yeah, give yourself a little detox and see what happens. You never know. If you have made it to the end of this video, then thank you so much for sticking around. It's been so lovely to hang out with you. I am going to try and be more consistent with this. I think long form content is definitely more my sort of thing. So I'm looking forward to a more relaxed approach to content and seeing how I get on with it. And I'll hopefully see you very soon. I want to take you out with me for the day. And so, yeah, let's hang out again. Let's do this another time. I would love to chat and catch up with you. So if you've made it this far in the video, then leave a comment down below as to what your favourite sign of spring is. I'm so happy that spring is here and everything has just improved. That's probably another factor into why I feel so different. But let me know what your favourite sign of spring is. Mine is when the bulbs start to bloom and you start to see all the daffodils and the crocus and the tulips and sublime. That's my favourite part. So let me know what yours is, and yeah, I'll catch up with you soon. I'm currently reading Twilight, by the way. I never caught on to the hype when I was a teenager, so I'm making up for it now. Let me know what you're currently reading as well. I always like to know what people are up to. So thank you so much for watching. Have an excellent rest of your day, and I'll see you very soon.